When you think about stretching, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Do you think of some wimpy, yoga-like exercise? Or do you think of something you do to loosen up before going for a run? What should come to your mind is powerlifting, CrossFit, basketball, football, baseball, job performance, and injury prevention. Stretching and flexibility are components that fall under the mobility category. And mobility is what allows you to move. When you can move your joints through their natural range of motion, it allows you to perform at peak efficiency and perform safely. Mobility shouldn't be an afterthought. It's a critical component of any pursuit of fitness. Let's look at your ankle joint as just one example of why you should stretch. Let's say you just want to do simple back squats. Well, if you lack range of motion in your ankles, it causes you to compensate and adjust the angle of the knee, and then the angle at your hips and your back. And before you know it, it becomes nearly impossible to safely perform something as simple and fundamental as a squat. That same domino effect applies to all your major joints and virtually all fundamental strength exercises. If you're tight in your hips, it'll throw off your deadlift, and if you're tight in your shoulders, overhead squats will be a nightmare. And it's not just about safety or injury prevention, it's about power too. If you have to compromise your position, you sacrifice speed and power. So if you want to improve your mobility, how should you go about it? In future videos, we'll discuss specific stretches and ways to identify your own problem areas. But for now, let's just say that whatever stretch you perform, you should hold it for 2 minutes. Holding a stretch for 20 or 30 seconds isn't enough to create lasting change. Finally, let's talk about when you should stretch. The basic rule of thumb is that the best time to stretch is actually after your workout, not before. Studies have found that performing static stretches before a workout hinders strength and explosiveness and doesn't show any noticeable improvement in injury prevention. Now, there is something called dynamic stretching, and dynamic stretches are sort of quick, bouncing stretches that can be used as part of a warm-up and can be beneficial for preparing the body for movement. But dynamic stretches don't improve range of motion or mobility, so we're not going to focus on those now. When you finish your workout, spend a few minutes cooling down, then pick 2 or 3 stretches that target your problem areas, and then spend the next 6 to 10 minutes stretching. So in review, stretching shouldn't be an afterthought. Mobility is critical for all athletes. Hold your static stretches for 2 minutes, and generally speaking, stretch after your workout.